Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the Hummel, the Tier 6 German SPG, located on the north spawn of Prokhorovka encounter under the command of talon1958. Well, the contest continues, and this is his first video of the week. He sent one in. Let's see if he can do well in this one. He's got the stock gun, as usual. Makes it far more efficient, but it does have a shorter range. Okay, looks good. He did knock a tree down. Obviously he realizes that that could invite enemy attacks on that particular position, so he's just pulled back a bit for the moment to see what happens. But there's more than likely going to be some enemy tanks coming up to the center here. We've got some tanks going up to the hill, some headed towards the cap, and the first enemy's in the bowl. It's a Panzer III Ausführung J. And over on the far side we've got a BT-7. It's a tier 6 game with tier 4 tanks in it. Rounds out. Oh, perfect! It landed right next door to the BT-7, who'd already taken a hit just at that moment. And he's got his first kill of the game. Okay, Panzer III just looking around. He's doing a scouting job, which is, well, not normal for a medium tank, but I think he's just looking for targets of opportunity. Over the other side of the centre line, we've got a Cromwell. Well, that one landed behind him, it stunned him, and yeah, he's picking up loads of stun assists. So that's really working, and the guy's gone. So masses of stun assists there, 498 stun assists. All helps. The more stun assists you get, the more likely you're going to get a higher ranking at the end of the game. KV1 lined up, rounds out, direct hit, 132. It hit the front armor, but he is stunned and he's pulling back because he obviously didn't like that, and he's taking more damage, which means more stun assist. Okay, we can see where the shell actually hit. It's on the left hand side of the vehicle, I think. Is that? Looks like it, but anyway. Oh, fired the third round in, fired the next round in, and unfortunately didn't get anything because the KV1 had already gone. Some enemy in the cap. It's only one. M3 Lee trying to retreat, line up a shot ahead of his path. Almost loaded. Rounds out. Perfect. Right on the top turret. It hit the very top turret. M3 Lees do have most of their armour at the front of the vehicle, mostly on the lower part of the vehicle, not the top part. So the 37mm gun in that top turret is probably a lot lightly armed or armoured. The M3 Lee is very, very low on hit points. It's only got 15 left. The Stug took a big hit there for 198. That's the biggest, well, second biggest hit, because the 252 hit points that he took off the M3 Lee, who's just expired. So it's certainly going well. Oh, kill shot! Took out the Stug, got him in the rear, just as he turned round. He won't have liked that, but there's not a lot he can do. And there's the tank that's capping. It's a KV2. Well, yeah, I'm not so sure that's a good use for KV2 under these circumstances. Talon fires around him, which stuns the KV2. Didn't actually get any damage off that shot, but we can now see that the enemy Arty is fairly close, because that shell seemed to come from a very close point just to the south of the cap. Fires one in, destroys the building. The KV2 was just behind there, and we're looking for signs of destruction to tell us where the KV2 is. Unfortunately, we've got nobody near the village at the moment to tell us where the enemy is, so all he can do at the moment is hunt for any signs of destruction to indicate where the enemy is. And oh, that KV2 is about to be joined by a T-34 who just got tracked. Rounds out, direct hit, 195, and he's out the game. Good, so that's him gone. But the enemy's 2 tanks ahead of us at the moment. Cromwell's next target. He's tracked. Here we go. Can we get a shot on target? Rounds out. Oh, he got a blind kill. Yep, the Cromwell backed up and Talon predicted where he was headed and got the kill on him. But the enemy is still ahead of us. They've still got 2 tanks more than we've got. We've only got 4 left. And 2 of those are, well, they're on the side of the cap. And the M10's making his way towards the cap, and he needs to quickly, because if we don't get sight of that enemy heavy, then we're not going to be able to reset. It's going to be very difficult to work out where the KV2 is. And there's a lot of furniture in there for the KV2 to destroy, but actually it can be very difficult to locate a tank once it's got in there, so long as they don't move. Well, the M10 is trying to shoot at the enemy. He's actually using a hull down position. The Su-76 GFT has finally woken up and he's headed towards the cap. Oh, there's the enemy Arty again. Fired a blind shot in. Sometimes it is advisable just to fire in blind shots. We're now down to just 3 tanks against 5. We lost the P2640 over the other side of the battlefield. Okay, this KV2. Get ready. Rounds out. Oh, yes, he gets a reset. Well, that's very good. At least now we've got plenty of time. And here comes the enemy. And it's a light. It's a VK2801. We're not loaded. And he's headed straight for us. He knows where we are. So we're going to have to go shotgun. Oh! Nice shotgun. But we were seen by the bathtub. And the bathtub took us out. So now that's it. It's all game over. It is a defeat. But at least it was a good try. Here's the end of battle results from the first game, and it was a first-class tanker for talon1958 in the Hummel. He managed to get a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He did end up with 4, as well as a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he managed to get 8 in that one, and he got enough defense points, or yes, it was defense points off the cap to get a defender medal, which is very, very useful indeed, because that's an epic medal, which means, or is it a battle hero? I think it's a battle hero actually, which means that he actually does get the courageous resistance award. His win rate from that game was 2,298, which is very good, very unicum level, or near unicum level, very good at least. And if we look at team score, we can see he's actually second on damage on the team, but not second on damage overall. The high score in the game was the VK2801 that he took out right at the end of the game. He picked up a high caliber for 1,979 hit points. Second highest was the T1 Heavy on Talon's team, got a Confederate for 1,853. And the third highest damage in the game actually went to the bathtub on the enemy team with 1,704. And, well, Talon was 1,309, which was after the KV2, who got 1,566. He picked up a steel wall in that game as well. So, when it came to kills, it was Talon who did best. He got 4 kills in that game. 3 kills went to the VK2801, the KV2, and 2 kills went to the M10 RBFM, the SU8, and the Matilda and their Cromwell. When it came to base XP, though, it was actually the VK2801 who did the best with 1,005. 736 went to the Cromwell, 715 went to the KV2. Talon picked up 504, but that's not bad because it still puts him after the SU8 on the enemy team, but he was the high scorer on his own team. He fired 14 rounds, got 7 direct hits on the enemy, 1 penetration. I'm pretty sure that that penetration would probably be the BT7 right at the start of the game, was it? No, it wasn't actually. I'm wrong there. It was actually the Stug 3 Ausführung B who took a round right through his rear. When he turned around to drive away, it went straight up his jacksie. 11 splash on the enemy, 1,309 hit points of damage, of which 1,181 were at more than 300 meters. 2 hits received, both penetrations I'm afraid, and 9 enemy vehicles damaged, 4 killed, 842 hit points of stun assist of 8 stuns, and that certainly helped him to get the first class tanker. and 71 defense points when he reset the cap. So he reset it just in time to save the enemy from capping out. It would have capped out very shortly, well, not so shortly, but at least he managed to reset it. Unfortunately, his teammates exposed themselves, and that meant that they got wiped out as well. 34,629 credits for the game, 15,000 for completing a mission, 6,162 for courageous resistance. That's for getting the Battle Hero medal. 55,791 credits altogether, and after repair and ammunition resupply took away 46,749 credits profit. 756 XP, 444 for courageous resistance, took away 1,200 altogether. So not a bad game, a very good start to the week. At least it's a first class, because last week he only got a second class tanker, so he's already ahead with a good start. Let's see if he maintains that, because if he doesn't, if Angelina75 gets an ace tanker, she'll beat him straight away, and then she'll end up with the weekend lie-in next weekend. So in fact, actually, we've got another replay from Talon coming up right now. And the next battle is not actually with Talon, it's with Angelina75. Yes, she sent in 2 replays so far. So let's have a look and see if she can beat him. This is her first one of the week. GW Panther, tier 7 German SPG, 2 marks of excellence on the barrel. As she's got 2 marks of excellence on her Hummel as well. Game on. 600 alpha, 39mm of penetration from the GW Panther. It's quite a powerful SPG actually. It's got a fairly long reload though, normally 25.89 seconds. Angelina's managed to lock that down to 21.21. The more experience you get, if you get a rammer as well, and brothers in arms, it all helps to reduce the reload time. Okay, good firing position from here. She can't be seen from the end of that road, but she can certainly see the enemy vehicles in the field, and I think that's what she's going after. Tier 8 game with tier 6 tanks in it, so she's middle tier. Okay, the SP1C is her first target. Remember, that little light tank has virtually no armor. Oh, 187 from the first shot from a splash. She tracked him as well. Yes, the SP1C is very, very lightly armoured, so any shot that hits him is more than likely going to do severe damage. T-3485. Oh, hit the lip of the ramp there. Kind of protected the T-3485 from any damage. Gonna try again. Rams out. Long flight time. Oh, she got a direct hit on him. Yeah, that's bound to hurt, because it actually smacked right into his vehicle. No explosion means a direct hit. Panther, Jag Panther. Now, it's quite a good tank destroyer. Fairly heavy armor on the front of the vehicle. It landed right in front of him, splashed him for 150. I think you may have seen some replays that we put up concerning the Jag Panther recently, and of course pretty effective actually. Amazing how much damage that thing can do. The SP1C again. That's out. Fires into the general vicinity. Oh, another hit! And a direct hit this time. So yes, he's probably going to be missing most of his hit points next time he appears. If he appears, that is. Well, he has appeared already, but I reckon he has virtually no hit points left. The enemy are doing well at the moment. They're 2 ahead. Rounds out on the Chiri. Misses. She was aiming where he was, not where he is. Notice how they've changed that ramp there, so you can't sit there and snipe at the enemy on the north side anymore. Okay, aiming for the Chiri. Line up a shot, work out where he's headed. Rounds out, looks good. Oh! It would have hit, but for the fact that he got taken out a split second before by our T71 CMCD. Okay, next target's going to be the P43 Biz or the AMBT. And these guys, well, they're trying to get further south. And he's now come around the corner, making a dash for the river. Rounds out. Nope. Again, not enough lead on the target. The SP1C did take a direct hit, but he's still got some hit points. Okay, T34-1 fighting down the river against the Centurion. Difficult this because we need to fire at the enemy, but not to actually hit our own teammates. And she's going to work out where to put the shell. That was a good shot. It didn't damage our teammate. It did damage the T34-1, and he's gone. Now she picked up some assistance there, I think, or stun assist actually, off the T34-1. Looking at the map at the moment, the enemies, well, there's only 4 of them left. She's looking for a target in the enemy area. There's supposedly a Hellcat somewhere in those bushes. And there he is. Lines up the shots. Oh, she fires thinking he was going to go into the bush, but he didn't. Yes, I mean, normally things like that, they'll try and use the bush mechanic as much as they can. So they'll sit behind the bush rather than in it. And the AMBT's made his way back to try and defend the cap area. He's sitting way back over here sniping. So he'll probably try and use the bushes and the ridge lines to his advantage. Okay, that 274 is about to die. Yep, he's gone. The AMBT managed to finish him off. And that means there's only 2 enemies left, the GW Panther and the AMBT we saw a short while ago. And our TNH 1000 is near the cap area, but he's not actually in. Now he's gone into the cap, and that's going to attract the attention of the AMBT. But we've got the E25 turning up, and there's the enemy Arty. But Angelina's going for the AMBT instead. Bigger threat to our TNH. Oh, no, not long enough on the lead there. Remember, you're firing over a much longer distance. It's 3.6 seconds, and that's the end of the game. Well, here's the end of battle stats, and that was the 3rd class tanker for Angelina75 in the GW Panther. She got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, she managed to get 6, but no other medals, I'm afraid, in this game. And her win rate was only 1021, I'm afraid. Yes, so not a huge amount. She did hit that SP1C with a direct hit, but it didn't pen for some reason, which is odd because the SP1C has virtually no armor. And although all she managed to get off him was 476 hit points. Let's have a look at the team score. Well, way down the table, I'm afraid, 931 hit points. The highest damage was the AMBT with 3,251, followed by the TNH 1000 with 2,192. And third was the Hellcat with 1,630. The AMBT picked up the high caliber, the TNH picked up a Confederate, the E25 got a tank sniper. When it came to kills, it was the AMBT did the best with 5 kills, 3 kills the T71 CMCD and the AMBT on the enemy team. And when it came to base XP, it was the AMBT again with 1,227, 1,002 to the E25 and 851 to the Centurion. Angelina didn't get any kills in the game. All she got was 524 base. Not a great game. And she doesn't beat Talon. 12 shots fired, 2 direct hits, no penetration, 7 splash, 931 hit points, all of it at more than 300. Hit 4 of the enemy, didn't get any kills, 348 hit points of stun off 7 stuns. Not enough stun on this one, I think, really, to bump up that from a 3rd class. 15,742 credits for the game on a free-to-play account. And after ammunition resupply, took away a profit of 2,302 credits overall profit. 524 base XP times 2 for the first victory, 1,048 experience points altogether. So this one didn't beat Talon, but she did send in another replay just last night. So let's have a look at that one now and see if she manages to beat him with that one. In the second replay, or third replay actually on the video, second replay for Angelina, she's on the Eastbourne of Studzianki encounter and still in the GW Panther. This replay was just sent in last night, so I'm wondering how good it's going to be. We'll have to see. It's a difficult game to play, Studzianki encounter, because of course that enclosed factory area, which makes it very difficult to lay an artillery round in there to get some damage. But the enemy nearly always tries to gain control of the copse to the north of the factory, and so they can shoot into the factory grounds. So if the enemy does seize the copse, and nobody from our team is actually heading in that direction, and yes, they have seized the copse, it means that Angelina's got plenty of targets up there to hit, and looks like she's going to go for that T67 first. He's got very light armor, which will make him a nice target. Rounds out, direct hit, 269. That's a good hit, solid hit in the first shot. The enemy's got a VK 2801 105, the derp version of the little light scout. Now he's going to be a real pest. Oh, well, it stunned him. And he is taking damage, and he went down. So Angelina picked up a nice healthy amount of stun assist off that one, 450. All counts towards getting a higher tank rating at the end of the game, higher grade. You want to get a highest mastery badge as you can. It really does help if you can match exactly how much damage you've actually done, real damage, with how much stun assist and damage assist you can get. Okay, she's loaded, but dialing in on this Cromwell. She fires ahead of his path, and oh! Right next door to him for 188. Now, Angelina's very vulnerable to that Cromwell, and he's headed this way. There he is. He's on the move. He's very low on hit points now, though. Rounds out. This should kill. It does. Nice. So she's on the scoreboard. She's got her first kill. But that enemy T67 she hit earlier in the game, he's actually appeared at the railway line already. And he's trying to shoot at our T29. We might be able to hit him. Rounds out. Yes! Oh my god, she took him out with a penetrating shot. That must have been a penetrator. 206, 201 hit points of damage. Pretty sure that must have hit the front of the vehicle. It's fairly light armor on a T67. And another tank with very light armor is the Wolverine. And here we've got one right near this bank. Another big hit for 220. And there's the enemy Arty, the FV304. And well, he's very vulnerable because a round will go straight through him. And Angelina's already targeting him. She's working out. Oh, she's fully dialed in. Rounds out. Yes, direct hit on him. Now, if that didn't penetrate, I'll be very surprised. She's got 39mm of penetration from the 15cm howitzer. The armor on the FV304, especially on the top armor, but I think that probably hit the side, is very light indeed. She fires another one in. No, he's changed position. In fact, now she's taking fire from a Tiger 1, who must have seen the flash, or at least saw where the shells were coming from. So she's lost 277 hit points to an 88mm round. Okay, she's just going to have to find a new spot to fire from a little further away so the Tiger can't see her. And this should be about right. Being careful not to knock any trees down because the enemy team does have their own GW Panther. Yes, from this further away it's much more difficult to see the enemy tanks. A little more frustrating. She could fire another shell in the direction of that FV304, see if he's still there. But instead she's going to go for the P43 Tur, which is a much better choice because he's more dangerous to our teammates. We're dialing in, almost ready, rounds out. Just lands behind him, but it stuns him and he goes down. So she's picked up more stun assist. All helps. Right, without knocking the trees down, she's actually moving further south. Very careful. Most tank players don't even bother to with trees when at the start of the game, but towards the end of the game they get very careful not to knock any trees down, because normally they're up against Arty, and Arty can see things being knocked over. Well, there's a Hellcat over here. Oh, she hit him! Direct hit! He was hiding behind that bush. And the enemy's got that Tiger 1, the same Tiger 1 that hit Angelina a short time ago. He's in the cap area now. But Angelina's going for the Super Hellcat instead, because of course he's a bigger threat to the team. Rounds out, looks good. Oh, yeah, he just adjusted. I think he got warning the shell was on the way. And the FV304, oh, he's missing most of his hit points. And I think that was down to Angelina. So she must have a lot more actual damage than showing here. The Super Hellcat sitting behind the rock. Rounds out, this'll kill. Oh, it doesn't! How did he avoid that one? Our Hellcat's getting ready to kill him. And the kill shot actually comes from our M44. Well, the last time we saw the Tiger 1, he was over in this corner of the map. We can't see in the center area at the moment. The M44 just fired a round in. Didn't get any reset. Rounds out. But there he is. He's actually over the other side. Seems like an eternity to wait for reloads sometimes, but here we go. She get a reset? Rounds out. Oh, it hit the building, but it stunned him. This is a good idea. Move closer to the center, because there's only 3 enemies left now. None in the south. They're all up in the north area. They've got an AMX CLC, a TOG 2, and a Tiger 1. The Tiger 1's the only one in the cap area, and he has been reset. And he just got wiped out by the T-29. That means the TOG 2, which is a nice juicy pinata for us to smack. Rams out. This looks good. Yes! 198. It was a direct hit on his side. He's taking more damage. There's the AMX. Now, he could have actually played it different and just been a sniper, because basically the AMX CLC was designed as a sniping tank, a light support tank for troops, but it was basically originally designed as a TD. He could have played that and given us the runaround, but instead he's decided to come down and... Oh, that's the end of him. And he was taken out by the Su-122-44. Well, here's the end of battle results, and that was a first-class tanker for Angelina75 in the GW Panther. She managed to get a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, she managed to get 7 in this one. But no other medals, and that matches exactly what, well, no, it doesn't actually match. Talon managed to get a first class, a Bruiser, and a Defender medal in that first game, the one where he was lost the game. But Angelina's got a higher win 8 on her first class of 2,494, and if we remember correctly, and I can bring it up, it was 2,298 was the amount that Talon managed to get. So 2298 against 2494. Well, Angelina's got the better win 8, but what we do know is that Talon's got that Defender medal as well. So I'd say a first class, a Bruiser, and a Defender beats a first class and a Bruiser only. But if you are counting it with after win 8 after the actual tank mastery badge, then obviously Angelina would be in the lead. So we'll leave that to Talon to decide, or Talon and Angelina to decide who actually does have the lead at the moment. But I suspect that it is Talon because he got the Defender medal. Anyway, if we look at the team score, we can see that Angelina managed to get third place on damage on her team, but not third place on damage overall. In fact, she's in fourth place because the high scorer in the game and getting a high caliber was the Tog with 3,936 hit points. Yep, he was the high scorer. Second was the SU-12244 with 3,181. And the third highest damage was the T-29, who got a steel wall and 1,827. Angelina picked up 1,689, so it was a very good game for her. Much more damage than before, much more near her normal performance. And so that puts her in fourth place on damage. When it came to kills, the top scorer was the SU-12244 with 5 kills. 4 kills went to the TOG for 2, and 2 kills went to Angelina, the M44, the KV-1 on her own team, and the GW Panther and the Tiger 1 on the enemy team. And when it came to base XP, she's in third place because the SU-12244 got 1,272. The second place was the T-29 with 1,094, and Angelina was close behind with 971. She fired 16 rounds in this game, got 5 direct hits on the enemy and 1 penetration. Now, was that the FV304 that she penetrated? I'd rather think it is. No, funnily enough, it wasn't. It was the T67. I thought that was a pen. But yes, she got 470 hit points off him. Remember, she got 2 hits on him though, because one, she hit him on the other side of the copse, and then she hit him again on the railway line. I like to think that the hit on the railway line was the one that actually did pen him, because it did it over 200 hit points with that one shot. So I suspect that was now the one that actually did go through his armor. 12 splash on the enemy, 1,689 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. Damage, received 1 hit from the enemy, that was the Tiger, it did penetrate. 6 enemy vehicles damaged, 2 killed, and 1,175 hit points of stun assist off 11 stuns. On a free-to-play account, she earned 26,695 credits, got 30,000 for completing a mission, 56,695 altogether. After repair and ammunition resupply, received 36,016 credits profit. 971 base XP times 2 for the first victory, took away 1,942 experience points altogether. She says, yes, finally a good game. Yes, after recovering from the dreaded coup, she actually has got her mojo back and she's starting to get good results. I don't think it'll be long before she actually presents us with an ace tanker. So Talon needs to get his finger out and, to put it bluntly, he needs to get his finger out and get some really good results very quickly, because if he doesn't get an ace tanker, it looks to me like Angelina's going to come back with something better very shortly, in which case he's going to be getting up at the weekend again. But yes, we'll have to see. I'm sure there'll be more replays coming in shortly. I hope you enjoyed all those 3 replays. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.